Hey guys, I'm Jeff the Homestead Dad and welcome to the Homestead. I'm out here underneath our beautiful awning. I'm going to be sitting at this picnic table, and the reason I'm going to be doing that is because I need to fix a screen. Our 1-year-old, almost, well, soon to be 2-year-old, punched a hole through the screen. It's a little bitty hole, and then he punched a bigger hole through the screen and kind of showed me and said, "Dad, a hole." So now I got to fix it. You can take screens to the hardware store. There's, local hardware stores, some of the Aces and True Values and stuff around here will fix them for you. The local one around here last year, just when I called to see, because I had several of them that needed to be done, I was just busy with other things. I want to say it was like 3 weeks before they could, tell you that for sure they'd have it done. That just seems ridiculous to me. So I've done them before. I'm about to do it again. Figured I might as well show you. All you need is the screen frame, some screen, and this happens to be pet resistant screen. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, it's a little bit thicker. So hopefully it's toddler resistant as well. And then you need something to cut the screen with and a tool to push the spline, I think is, the spline. Now this is extra spline. Sometimes you can reuse the spline that's already in there depending on how old it is. If it's old, it'll start to crack and it's not very pliable and it won't work very well. And then you'll need new spline, and it comes in different sizes, so you just need to make sure this is a little bit thinner than this stuff. So you just need to make sure that you have the correct size for your window. And you can take it with you to the hardware store if you need to. Now they sell these. It's just like a little hardware kit. So you can have, you can put tabs. Let me see if I can get a tab. You can put tabs in there so that you can pull the window out if you don't have, this one doesn't have one, so I may put a tab in there so I can pull the window out easier. They also make ones like this as well, and you just push that down in there. Or this one, they actually go onto the frame of the screen. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the screen out of this one and check the spline and see how it goes, and then we'll size this up and fix the screen. Before we get into this, click on the thumbs up, click on the subscribe button, and leave a comment. It really helps out the channel, and I would appreciate it greatly. So there's two different tools that I've got here. This one, it has a concave roller on it. It goes in, and then it also has this prying tool slash tool that you could push the stuff down with. This one has a concave wheel and a convex wheel. So I don't know which is better. I have not really had to use this. I just use the wheel part. But what you want to do is, actually, now that I've given you what we need, I may need, I'll use this knife to flick the old spline up out of there and get it started. You can pull it out. Sure, absolutely, bud. So I've got my assistant here. He's going to pull it out. And like I said, you want to try to be careful with it so you don't rip it or break it, so that hopefully you can use it again. Now obviously, can I see that, bud? This looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and try to reuse this again. And it'll show you, obviously you can see where it's got a kink in it and where it goes in the corner. So now I'm going to set this to the side so we can reuse it. We know it's the right size for this window, so that's good. Another thing that comes in that hardware kit is the springs for the window. So let's go ahead and pull the screen out. Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you start on that side and see if you can get all this out. Here, start here. And pull that out. Gotta hold it down with one hand. So hold down the frame with one hand and then pull with the other. There you go. Whoa. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's the old one. You want to go throw it in the garbage for me, bud? Sure. Thank you. Okay, so that's out. Now what we'll do is, this screen is too big for this window, and so there's going to be more waste. And I'm okay with that because I would rather use this than a different type. So go ahead and set it out here and try to figure out which way there will be the least amount of waste. There's about a hand's width there. There's about a hand's width there. I think this might be slightly less. So what we'll do is we'll roll this out. I'll leave a little bit of excess on either side. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. And the nice thing about having it on a wood picnic table is I can just cut right on the picnic table.
Why didn't it cut all the way?
Because it's tough. It's pet resistant, so it didn't cut all that way. Maybe that means it'll be your brother resistant too. What do you think? It'll be resistant to your brother breaking it. So I've got it pretty square. I'm gonna go ahead and start on this corner. Can you let go for a second, bud? So this is where it was, and then it goes to there. Can you hold right here for me, bud, and just push down on the screen and the spline? So push down here, and then maybe hold right here with your other hand. So the whole point to this is you want to make sure that you're not, when you push it, it'll start to pull the screen in, and you don't want to let the screen start to pull in funny ways, so you get funny. I gotta get it started would be helpful. Take this off. So you want to get it started down in there.
Why isn't it starting?
Because I think this screen is thicker. So you get it started like that, and then you just start rolling it along. And like I said, you want to kind of keep a hold here so that it doesn't pull the screen funny and you have like weird pulling on the screen. So with any luck, okay, so it kind of stretched that out a little bit. That's all right. So we got one side of this done, and I'm just going to go over it again, make sure it's seated down in there well, and then I'll trim this part of the spline off. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to push the spline down in here.
Can I try to do it?
Sure.
You'll not make it. You'll not make it.
So go ahead. Nope, I got it. Go ahead. So you're going to push down.
Okay.
Like that. Okay.
But I'm standing on an ice pack.
Okay. Oop, you got to stay on the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying. I keep
Yeah, well, you're controlling it.
standing on an ice pack.
Okay.
Because I heard, so I tripped on something and then I just fall, and now I hurt my foot.
Okay.
So now
So same thing. You want to kind of keep it pushing along the same way.
Push it down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I was just pushing.
So that it doesn't.
Can I try
Hold on a second, bud.
That will be hard.
Okay, and again, so like as it's kind of stretching the spline, which is okay.
Can I go over it?
Yeah, hold on. So that one I didn't get seated as well. So let me bring you in here. You can see the corner was right here, and now it's here. So it's stretching this out. So far, we don't have any terribly strange pulls in this. We might have a chance for one here, so we got to pull this out taut. See if we can get this done right. Hold on, buddy. Okay, so
That's too far that way.
yeah, you're gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to do this, buddy,
You want?
to run the thing along here so that it doesn't look funny. I know you want to help.
Maybe do it up over.
Possibly. So what we want to do is we're going to pull it taut like that. And like that. Can you do me a favor? Yeah, you can hold this down right there. And hold this down right there. So he's helping me pull the screen so that we don't have any funny bunches in it. And again, this is going to end up stretching the spline, but like I said, the spline looks pretty good. It's not cracking or anything, so doing pretty good with that. Okay, let's pull this a little bit more. Yeah. So far, we've managed to avoid pulls. There might be a little bit of a raise here, but for the most part, it's not too bad. I'm going to use, actually, now that I have talked about not using it, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to push down into the corners to make sure those are seated well so they don't come out. And then we're going to do the last one, and hopefully as long as we pull this that way, we won't have any funny looking pulls in this, and we'll be just okay. Not right this second, bub.
Could I go over them?
Yeah, if you're careful, just don't rip the screen.
Should I wait until you're done?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna start over there.
Okay, the other thing you want to do is you don't want to pull it too much because that'll put stress on the screen frame and it'll make it kind of bend like that. So far, can you hold on for a second, bud? So far, the screen frame seems to be laying down pretty flat, so it shouldn't be an issue. But if you tighten it too much, it'll kind of twist on you, and you don't want to do that. So while he's trying to push that down, I'm going to try this. See if I can get it in here. Get it started. Okay, so the screen is still laying flat, which is perfect, which is what you want. Now all we have to do is give it a trim. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the razor knife. First I will trim the spline. So I'll come right in here and just kind of roll this around.
I'm using this.
Pull this one off.
And helping my dad.
Good job, dude. Same thing with this one. So now I've got the spline trimmed. I'm going to use the wedge part here. Get a good seal in the corner so we don't have any toddlers pushing it out.
Like James and Andy.
That looks good. And then, okay, I think we're good for a second. Can you back up for a second? I'm going to try to trim this. Now here's where it might get a little tricky because this is that tougher screen. And it doesn't cut as well because if you run right along it, it won't cut. I don't know if there's something stronger in it, but all you have to do is okay, I'll be right there, babe.
All the other dirt trim, and I'm just gonna push it in.
Right.
And then you're gonna put it in, right?
Yeah.
I'm finding where I was first. What the heck? Yeah, yep. It's here. One. Yeah.
And just like that, we have a repaired screen. Now, this screen is going to look a little bit different when you're looking out the window because this one is darker. It's got more screen per inch than a different lighter aluminum type screen. But like I said, hopefully this is more durable against children and such. So let's go ahead and go see if it fits and if everything's good.
I'm doing this.
And hopefully we're good to go so we can open that window again and get some ventilation in that room. So you put the screen in the same way you took it out, springs up. You gotta kind of push on this a little bit, get it over the edge. We're good to go. So like I was saying, let me show you quickly. So this screen, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a lot blacker and darker than say like this screen. This screen has more air per inch than does this one. So it'll have a little bit different look when you're looking out the window. That means that I don't have to fix it as often. I gotta be quiet, the baby's sleeping in there. Then that's good in my book. So for just a few dollars, you can repair the screen yourself, and actually if you're willing to buy a bigger roll of screen, you know, you can get it to be really cheap per window. It took me, I don't know, less than 10 minutes. Easy enough to do, and it'll save you time as well because I don't have to drive to the store. So in shorter than the time it would have taken me to drive to the store to drop that off and then wait for them to do it, I was able to do it myself. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. God bless you and your family, and I will see you guys. When will we see him?
In the next video.
In the next video. He's a good helper. Talk to you guys later.